Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me for Singapore FinTech Festival coverage is Rajeev Tummala, Director of Digital and Data at HSBC, to discuss market infrastructure for digital assets. Rajeev, it's great to have you with us and meet you virtually. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you, Jill, and good morning to all.
Do you think the move to digital assets is the natural evolution of asset representations?
Absolutely. I think, we've started a long way back, started off with paper representation, bearer certificates. Then we moved on to registration in electronic book entry form. And then, it is a natural progress. So one thing that I would like to emphasize is it's not big futuristic disruption that we are seeing here. It is a natural progression of asset representation.
I think the key question is, how will financial institutional roles reform? Because we have to integrate newer digital technology into legacy assets and applications that are available.
Yep. So for a period of time, I think both infrastructure will coexist. So one of the key paths for migration would be what kind of bridges do we develop between the legacy infrastructure and the new infrastructure. So that's going to be key to adoption. And that is something that we have given a lot of thought while working with the Singapore Exchange on maintaining fungibility across these two asset representation. So that's what removes the risk of adoption. And that is key, I believe, in ensuring that there is a orderly migration. And also for legacy financial institutions, I think the way we perform our roles will be different. As an analogy, I can tell you, we all listen to music and take pictures. It's very different from the way we did it in early 2000s. Everything is in our palm today. So similarly, our roles will transform.
What will working with market infrastructure providers help the digital asset industry do?
So once the market infrastructure providers come in, I think there would be standards evolving. So standards are always helpful for the industry to adopt. Again, each market infrastructure provider might have their own sort of technology stack and how they want to do things. But at the same time, it will force different jurisdictions to sort of think about interoperability as well. So you could have, slightly differing standards, but there will be a lot of thought given to interoperability as well. That's what financial market infrastructure providers do. And more importantly, they would be viewed as a neutral market operator who would take into consideration different aspects of the end-to-end value chain, right? So when you start to bring on different multi-parties onto this, a market infrastructure provider is more likely to take into consideration the value that accrues to everyone rather than a consortium of banks or just the exchanges. So that's where I think they play a key role.
So Rajeev, the question is, to wrap up here, what brings HSBC close to markets with more proximity and less risk to the clients that you serve?
Yeah, so if you look at from a HSBC perspective, right? So we are a preeminent fixed income house in Asia, but we are a global bank. So one of the things that we continue to look at is how can we bring our clients much closer to the markets that we operate in. And the other incentive for us is to what can we export from our experience in one market to another market. So there are two tracks out here. One is bringing our clients as close as possible to the markets that we operate in. The second one is also to contribute to market development. Let's say we do some work in Singapore, that definitely that experience can be exported to other markets that we operate in. And can we sort of contribute to decrease the learning curve in some other markets that may slightly lag behind? So these are the two objectives with which we participate in these infrastructure development projects.
All right, Rajeev, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.